Hi guys. If you're on a budget, like firing meaty Chad-destroying bullets, and like the precision of semi-auto weapons, then one of the Vepr 136 builds in this guide might well work for you. The Vepr 136 is a 7.62x39 caliber assault rifle, which can be purchased from Skier at loyalty level 1 for 32,400 rubles, or can be bartered from him at loyalty level 1 in exchange for 2 horses. The Vepr 136 fires 7.62x39 caliber rounds. In this caliber there are 3 main ammo types which we want to consider. There is 7.62x39 PS, which is a budget option, but it's cheap and it's available early on. The next ammo on the list is 7.62x39 BP. This is one of my favourite rounds in the whole game. It is amazingly powerful, very cheap for what it does, and yeah, it really does slap people. Finally, we have 7.62x39 MAI AP rounds. These rounds can only be found in Raid. They were only recently added to the game. They are extremely high penetration, mid-tier damage. So for our budget build, we're going to take our AK-136 and strip the stock handguard off. The AK Polymer 100 series foregrip can go on here. It's pretty cheap and easy. The RK6 foregrip can go on, and we'll use this recoil pad for AK. That goes on the back there, gives us some recoil reduction. And finally we're going to use one of the more stock compensators, muzzle brakes, whatever you want to call it, that goes on the front there. This build is pretty cheap. It's highly effective at close to mid-range. It's designed for single shots and tap firing, so line your shots up carefully before you fire. Add a torch on the side and the hip fire accuracy is pretty good. Overall this build costs about 27,500 rubles, not including the cost of the weapon itself. For our day-to-day or questing build, we're going to take our 136 and strip the handguard off, and the dust cover and the rear sight. Then we can add the Bastion dust cover for adding scopes and sights. We can add the CAA foregrip, this one here. The AFG tactical grip there, that's a pretty good budget grip. Gives us a nice bit of recoil reduction. And the recoil pad on the back. We then add the PBS suppressor to the front to keep it quiet and give us some more recoil reduction. This brings it down to 39 ergo, but it is suppressed, so that's normal. But with 87 vertical recoil, which is pretty usable overall. This will, with the addition of a torch, have pretty good at hip fire accuracy. It'll be usable with the right sight up to a couple of 100 meters. Overall, the cost of this build, not including the weapon, is about 80,000 rubles, but if you find the PBS suppressor cheaper, that'll bring the cost down quite a lot. And finally, for our Meta 136 build, we are going to strip most of the parts off this now. We're going to take the handguard, the pistol grip, the dust cover, the rear sight and the stock all off. We need to keep the gas tube though. And we're going to start by adding the CMRD handguard from Vepr. That goes on there. Looks pretty cool, this one. It is not cheap, but it is the meta handguard for the 7.62 AKs. Next we can add the Bastion dust cover and the Zhukov S stock. This one is the best for the 7.62 AKs. And the MOE AK pistol grip. This one gives us 12 ergo. And it is slightly lower weight than its similar counterparts, so that's why we're going for this one. The handguard requires a 6-inch guide to mount a foregrip on, and a 2 or 4-inch guide, your choice, to mount a laser on. We can add the RK2 grip underneath. That gives us quite a nice amount of recoil reduction. The charging handle is only a small mod, it only gives us +1 ergo, but for a build of this type it's worth it. And finally we add the JMAC RRD 44C muzzle brake. This one is a 20% vertical recoil reduction, well, recoil overall. This is a massive, massive lump out of it, which brings the recoil down to 60, which is in line with all the other meta builds for 7.6.2 basically. This build comes to about 163,000 rubles, not including the cost of the weapon. But it is a meta build, so it's always going to be more expensive. For optics, I suggest the Cobra reflex sight with the shade. If you pair these two together, it gives you a +1 ergo boost, and it's a really, really easy to use sight, this one. You've also got the L-Can, which comes in two colours. It's got a 1x zoom, a 4x zoom, and it's also got an iron sight on the top there for close quarter engagements. In terms of tactical devices, I suggest either the 2P Clige flashlight and laser designator or the X400 torch. Both of these have 2 torch modes and a laser, and they're both pretty, fair on the ergo as well, so it's not too bad. Finally, I suggest these 3 mags: the AK aluminium mag for 7.6.2, the PMag 30 Gen 3 mag, or the Palm US AK30 mag. All 3 of these are very, very usable. They are good value options, and all 3 of them have some kind of improvement to the load and unload speed when repacking mags in raid. Now, a lot of people will be put off from using the Vepr 136 because it's semi-auto. They think that the lack of full auto will limit them in a firefight, but at the end of the day, it's positioning and information which really make the difference. So use the weapon, try it out, kit it up how you like, and it might surprise you. Thanks for watching, guys. If you found this guide helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more. Cheers!